Hello, welcome to the orientation for Stump.vote, the online ballot guide and political forum. So here is our prototype for the Boulder City Council election. And at the top, you can see we also have the initiatives tab, which will show all the initiatives. In some states, we have direct democracy ballot initiatives where we can vote. And then finally, my guide, where I can create just a notebook for how I want to vote, and I can take this to the ballot with me. So let's just get into the elections real quick. So you'll see that it populates with people's faces. I can click on one of the candidates, and it will show me more information. At the top, I can see this view full biography and read more about the candidate, and this is written by the candidate. I can also add data or add to my guide, and I can get into that in other videos, but this is just a general orientation. Down here we can see information about the candidates. Basic information is their platform. If I select one of these categories, I can see their answers to certain questions, also their policies, which will be getting more populated soon. I can also see any endorsements. Again, anybody can write a public endorsement, or if other organizations have made endorsements that can get uploaded. Then if I look at records, I can see who their donors are, I can see any history about them, and I can see any press that they're remarked in or that they've written. So for instance, I think this is a article that he co-authored, and that if I click that, I can read the article that he co-authored. So that is how I get information about a candidate. But there's also this cool feature, for instance, it's called Issues View. So if I read this answer and I'm interested in it and I want to see, down here I can see development. And so that's a tag. If I click on a tag, it'll bring me to the Issues View, where I can compare the candidates based on certain issues. So this question about development, I can see that other candidates have also answered this. Same question from the League of Women Voters, and I can read and compare the different answers. This, where it says League of Women Voters, like if I click on that, it'll take me to the source. The source in this case is a little buried. You have to put in your address. It's kind of privatized in a way, but there's always a link to evidence for information. So this view is also available from the elections page, where if I see view issues, I click on view issues. That will show me all of the issues in this election, in this race. So if I hit economy, it's going a little slow today. And I'll say, okay, affordable housing, that's an issue I care about. And there's no policies here yet because this data is very new. But if I go to forum, I can ask my own question, which is kind of cool. But I can also just peruse the questions that have been asked in other forums, such as the League of Women Voters, how are we going to support low and fixed income individuals, and these are the different candidates' responses. So this is how I can compare candidates, and then if I like that answer, I'll click on Rachel's picture, and I'll go to her page. So that's the elections for candidates view. If I select initiatives, this will take me to a similar layout for initiatives. So if I want to learn more about 2G, I can hit this little I, information, or if I just hit the ballot name, it will bring me to this initiative page. And so here is, again, the full language of the bill, or of the initiative. I can see these are the two positions, and if I click on the name of the position, I can see arguments. No one's put an argument here yet, but I can do that and say, vote yes because whatever my reason or argument is for voting yes. And that will post publicly. Forum, if I want to ask a question about it, like what will the impacts be? For instance, I could ask that question, and then it'll populate and anybody can answer. It's a bit of a forum. Donors is who's the backers behind an initiative, which we'll be uploading soon. And then press, if there's a good piece of press. And I can add press to send it to our moderators for that kind of information. So that's the general gist of Stump. And then finally my guide. So if let's say I like Rachel Friend as a candidate and I want to remember to vote for her, I can hit this add to my guide button and it's saved to my guide. If I hit that again, it'll take me to my guide. And then she should populate under the Boulder City Council. Right, and that's Rachel Friend. Okay. Oops. And then for these initiatives, let's say I want to vote yes on 2G, for instance. I could click on 2G, and under the yes for 2G, I'll say add to my guide. That will take me again to the guide and remind me that I want to vote yes on 2G. And let's say I don't like 2H. I think you know how this goes, but I'll just show you. Here again are the options. Add to my guide no on 2H. And when I see 2H there, it'll come up with an X. But let's say I change my mind, I can hit remove, and it will reset me to 2H, unknown. And I can just keep going and customizing my ballot guide. Oh, and I forgot the most important part. One of the most important parts is in my guide. Once I fill it out and I know who I'm voting for and I know how I'm voting on initiatives, I can hit this share my guide button at the top. So this is private unless I want to make it public, in which case I will copy this URL and I can paste it anywhere, and that will link people to my guide that they can view. So that is an overview of Stump. Go ahead and sign up, and if you have any questions or any feedback for us, we would love to hear it. You can email us at info@stump.vote. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy.